Hello, everyone. This is a training on the state-funded Sexual Assault Services Quarterly Report. This will be specific to rape crisis centers, so if you are a SANE or a coalition program, your training will come a little later. The quarterly report template will be found on the Files tab of your grants portal that will be uploaded by your grant analyst. The quarter report due dates are going to be 30 days after the end of the quarter. This will be the same as your SASP and your VOCA reports. For the submission, the reports will be uploaded to the Files tab of your grants portal with the following title, the agency name, the quarter number, and the year. And once uploaded, send an email to your grant analyst that the report has been submitted. So taking a look at the report, there are going to be 3 tabs to this report that are required each quarter. First is the demographics tab. We are asking that your agency report on all data for the rape crisis program. This means all victims that have entered the program, regardless of how the services were funded. Throughout the report, you will find these pop-out definitions that will help you on your accuracy and your consistency in reporting. So just make sure you take a look at each one of those. Please report on the number of new victims and the number of total victims served that quarter. However, the remaining demographic questions will only be completed for the new victims served. So starting with race and ethnicity and down will be new victims only. If you are an agency that sends more than 1 staff or volunteer for a CODAR accompaniment, only report 1. This is just to help us get an idea of the number of exams that are happening in your area. As you are filling out the demographics, make sure that the total number entered matches the total in row 5 or new victims served. We don't have any fancy error correction system in this report, so you'll just want to total up your quarter 1 and make sure it's matching row 5. Coming down to the victimization type, please make sure that you are only selecting 1 type and that it is the presenting victimization for when services were sought out. These are definitely helpful in this category, these pop-out definitions. We are looking for both primary and secondary victims, but to count a secondary victim, make sure that they have at least received 1 service. Okay, coming over to the scope of work. So this tab is collecting information on the 5 standards of care, which is the basis of the scope of work of this award. You will report the number of services in each category while considering the criteria for the definition. You can find the full standards of care here. And then you can find the specific criteria for each by coming over to that pop-out here. So in addition to the number of services provided in each category, you are going to indicate how many of the criteria you are meeting for each definition down here in your narrative. And this will be a helpful tool for our agency to understand where programs are and how we can assist with the gaps in services. For each quarter, we ask that you select at least 1 standard to expand your narrative on any efforts made to meet the unmet criteria. We know that your agency is working closely with UCASA on how to get up to all of these standards, and we'd love to just know how that's going for you. Okay, coming over to the narrative section. There are 3 additional questions in this narrative section. This information will be most helpful to us as funders to advocate for the needs for additional funding when addressing the next session. So please don't skimp on this. We really want to know what's going on. How has this additional funding assisted in growing your programs? Definitely any of those outreach education efforts that you've been able to do now. Especially prevention, which is generally not allowed in federal funding. And then, of course, any of the unmet needs that are still existing. And that will be the entirety of that report. So just some helpful hints. Remember, you are reporting on the entire rape crisis program. The report should be used as a helpful reference in determining an agency's progress, meeting the standards of care for definitions, and then be generous again in your narratives about the progress and the remaining need. So that is that. Please make sure to reach out to your grant analyst if you have any additional questions.